What happens when a Hollywood love story refuses to fit into the usual ending? Because the relationship between Dane and Rebecca Gayheart was never just about marriage, separation, or even reconciliation. It was about evolution, friendship, family, and a bond that survived everything life threw at them. Their journey began in the most unexpected and almost ordinary way. In 2004, in Las Vegas, the two decided to take a leap that would change their lives forever. Eric once joked that their love story was one of the least interesting beginnings. A simple, "Do you want to go out?" followed by, "Sure." Yet only 10 months later, they were husband and wife. What sounded simple on the surface became one of Hollywood's most layered and deeply human relationships. As Eric's fame exploded with his iconic role as Dr. Mark Sloan, the unforgettable McSteamy on Grey's Anatomy, their personal life was quietly growing too. In 2010, their first daughter Billy arrived, transforming them into parents and shifting their priorities. Just a year later, their second daughter Georgia was born, completing the family that would remain the center of their universe no matter what happened between them as a couple. But behind the red carpets and television success, real life was unfolding, and it wasn't always easy. In 2011, at the height of his career, Eric checked himself into treatment for prescription drug dependency after a sports injury led to a reliance on painkillers. It was a moment that revealed the pressure behind the fame and the vulnerability he rarely showed in public. Their marriage continued, but like many long-term relationships, it carried the weight of personal struggles, professional demands, and the constant scrutiny of the spotlight. Then came another difficult chapter. In 2017, Eric stepped away from the last ship to battle depression. It was a powerful reminder that even the strongest public figures fight private wars. Rebecca stood beside him through these years, and when they made a rare public appearance together shortly after his hiatus, it was clear that whatever was happening between them, their connection had not disappeared. In 2018, after 14 years of marriage, Rebecca filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. To the outside world, it looked like the end of their love story. But in reality, it was the beginning of a different kind of relationship. They didn't become enemies. They didn't turn their separation into a public war. Instead, they focused on one thing: their daughters. Rebecca spoke openly about how difficult co-parenting was, admitting that it wasn't easy but that they were committed to making it work. She returned to work not just for herself, but to show her daughters the importance of independence and strength. Their marriage may have been changing, but their family remained intact. Over the years that followed, something remarkable happened. Instead of drifting apart completely, they slowly rebuilt their bond in a new way. Family vacations, public outings with their children, moments where they were seen laughing together, even being photographed holding hands during a trip to Mexico. These were not the actions of two people who had erased each other from their lives. They were the signs of a relationship that had transformed. By 2025, the world learned that the divorce they had filed years earlier was never finalized. Rebecca officially moved to dismiss it. And when she spoke about Eric, her words were filled not with bitterness, but with respect, warmth, and deep affection. She called him her best friend. She said they had found the formula to remain a family. Then came the diagnosis that changed everything. When Eric revealed he was battling ALS, their bond took on a new meaning. He admitted in an emotional interview that Rebecca was the first person he called when he needed support. He described her as his biggest champion, the person he leaned on the most. They were no longer defined by the traditional labels of husband and wife, separated or together. They were partners in the truest sense, parents, friends, and allies facing life's hardest challenge side by side. Rebecca spoke about trying to stay strong for their daughters, about showing up every day even when she didn't know if she was doing it the right way. It was raw, honest, and deeply human. And when Eric passed away at 53 after his courageous battle with ALS, the story of their relationship became something even more powerful. It was no longer just a Hollywood romance. It was a testament to growth, to forgiveness, to loyalty beyond labels, to the idea that a relationship does not have to last in the traditional sense to be a success. They spent 15 years as a married couple. They raised two daughters who were the center of their world. They faced addiction, depression, public scandals, separation, illness, and still found their way back to each other in the form that mattered most: family. In a world obsessed with perfect love stories and dramatic breakups, Dane and Rebecca Gayheart gave us something far more real, a love that changed shape but never disappeared. And in the end, that may be the most powerful love story of all.